What would you do if your child was being viciously bullied because of a relative's controversial career? In today's story, a mother's attempt to enforce tolerance backfires, and she learns a hard lesson about where a parent's true priorities should lie. My husband, Mark, and I have always tried to be respectful and non-judgmental of my sister-in-law Jessica's profession, and we've worked to teach these values to our children. We never spoke about her career in adult films with our 14-year-old daughter, Chloe. This was a decision born from a desire to protect both Jessica's privacy and Chloe's innocence, but in trying to control the narrative, we lost it entirely, unknowingly setting the stage for our daughter to learn the truth in the most brutal way possible. It all started when Chloe posted a picture of a family get-together on her social media. Innocuous enough. But then, a boy from her school recognized her aunt. He messaged my daughter, not just with the information, but with a video as well, I believe. Just like that, Chloe, who had no idea her aunt was in the industry, was thrust into a nightmare. It appears that boy spread this information all around the school, and now my daughter is being relentlessly teased for it. We immediately notified the school, and to their credit, they are looking into it and plan to educate the students about online sexism. But the damage was already done. My daughter is, understandably, upset, but all her anger and blame are directed at her aunt, Jessica. The fallout was swift. She unfriended my sister-in-law on all her social media accounts and meticulously scrubbed any trace of her from her profiles. Our weekly family dinners at Jessica's house became a battle. Chloe now refuses to go. When Jessica and her husband, David, come over to our house, Chloe just ignores them and locks herself in her room to play Minecraft. I feel for her. I truly do. But my attempts to talk to her about tolerance, shame, and sexism were met with a dismissive wall of teenage anger. My sister-in-law is deeply hurt by all of this. She didn't consent to have her real name and her films passed around by 14-year-old boys. Not only did she have her privacy invaded, but she also lost the good relationship she once had with her niece. The breaking point came last weekend. I went upstairs to Chloe's room to try, once again, to talk her into joining the family downstairs. She refused. When I pressed her, the dam of her anger burst. She referred to my sister-in-law as a vapid slut and her husband as a pathetic cuck, along with other slurs I don't even want to repeat. I was stunned. I had never imagined those kinds of hurtful words coming from her mouth. In that moment, I saw red. I grounded her for 3 months and took away her internet access. This revealed my biggest blind spot. My principles had become more important than my daughter's pain. My desire to raise a tolerant child was so strong that I failed to see I was punishing the victim, a mistake that nearly severed our bond completely. As one person online put it so perfectly, stop and think for a minute what sorts of disgusting things those 14-year-olds are saying to your child. It's beyond her capabilities right now to be expected to support the sex industry while she is directly being hurt by it. This is currently doing serious harm to your daughter. It's not her aunt who has to wear these consequences. It's your 14-year-old daughter. The comment hit me like a ton of bricks. My daughter was a child who did not sign up for any of this. My husband, Mark, agreed that Chloe should be punished for her language, but he felt my reaction was far too severe. He gently reminded me that he himself had struggled to accept his sister's career path at first. He believes Chloe just needs space and will eventually come around because Jessica is her family. I was so fixated on the hateful words. But another online commenter offered a painful perspective I'd missed. I bet you don't even know the half of it. I can only imagine the things that people say to her. I bet she is probably being referred to as a slut just for being related to her. She's just using the terms that everyone has been flinging at her. The thought that my daughter was just echoing her tormentors filled me with shame. My husband was right. I went too far. I was so focused on the words that I failed to see the immense pain behind them. We're scaling the punishment back to 2 or 3 weeks, something we'll decide on together. More importantly, we are deeply concerned for our daughter and what's happening at school, and we are now looking into finding her a therapist to help her navigate this. This story is a harsh lesson that while teaching values is vital, a parent's first duty is to protect and validate their child's feelings, especially when they are hurting. We must be their safe harbor before we can be their moral compass. So I ask you, have you ever had to choose between your principles and supporting a loved one in pain? What did you do? And what did you learn from the experience?